So why does this agreement matter, and what does the lapse of this treaty mean for Washington and Moscow?
So it matters, Catalina, because it was the last safeguard that we had towards where many nuclear warheads in the US or Russia could be deployed and could, of course, be manufactured. So it allowed the inspections. That was the important part, whereby either party had inspection rights to see where we were at in terms of what sort of an arsenal of weaponry were at the disposal of the army of that country. So everyone knew what everyone else was doing, and there is great, the knowledge and power that's involved in that is quite astronomical. While it's gone, there's no legally binding limit. So there's no verification mechanism. They can't go in and find out and check and see just how many weapons are actually there. And both countries can basically now operate on assumption, but also on suspicion. And this is where it comes into dangerous territory, because now there's no transparency there. Either country can be doing whatever they like behind closed doors, and the other one's completely oblivious, which is, of course, concerning. That doesn't mean missile launches tomorrow, far from it, but it does raise the risk of miscalculation, which of course is a very dangerous thing, politically speaking at least. It fuels a new arms race, which is potentially on the table as well. And now it forces both governments to rely heavily on deterrence instead of diplomacy. So both will try and up the ante in terms of their nuclear arms to try and make sure that they outdo the other in terms of what they've got available to them. So now the question is, what does Washington do next? And I think you have to look at where Washington is strategically placing its cards in the deck right now, and that seems to be at the door of China, which of course, as we know, there's a Trump visit on the way in April to go to China. There is Xi Jinping will head to the US sometime in autumn as well. Perhaps a deal will be done there as well, because it might be the part that Russia is no longer the big player that it once was in terms of a nuclear arms race. And Washington may see that China is that new stronghold now. And they might just shift attention to there and say, we're probably better off with a nuclear deal with China instead, potentially.